was born and initially grew up in St. Louis, where I went to school for a few years. We then moved to Texas. We moved around a lot, but I actually consider myself as having grown up in Texas. I sometimes joke with my friends and say I was reborn in Texas. Since I was born in St. Louis, I went to the Central Institute for the Deaf, CID. I was there until I was about 8 years old. After I graduated, I was mainstreamed and went to a total of 11 different schools until I graduated high school. My father is also deaf. He was an engineer, and oftentimes during his work, technology advanced rapidly. For salaries and for promotions, most of the time, he had to look for opportunities where he could move up the ranks. Because I saw that firsthand, I learned that you had to build your skills and really build up your hustle. Hustle in the corporate environment to move up. My father got laid off a few times because he was deaf. I remember the technological bust in 2001-2002. Many companies underwent layoffs. Naturally, as a company, you have to think about how to cut costs. With my father, they saw that the expenditures were with interpreting services. As I saw that, I saw the need to ask myself, how could I challenge myself to not create that kind of burden for the company? How can I really bring more than simply skills to the company? How can I bring true value so that the company sees I can bring more to the table than my peers or my competitors? I've always had that mindset, whether it was throughout college, throughout my career, and in the work I do. Many times, I'm the one who has to help companies think of the solutions. One thing that I find to be common, especially in the workplace and in corporate environments, is that companies appreciate if we ourselves bring solutions. My immediate thought was, this will be awesome, yeah! But I didn't think about the language barriers, the language challenges. I didn't care about that. I was ready for the opportunity to live in Switzerland. Who could say that, right? Upon arrival, I quickly realized that many people in Switzerland have strong accents. It was really hard to understand what they were saying because their primary language was German, with English as a second language. But the one positive thing I found about working abroad was, in the United States, many people take for granted that everyone speaks English. There's a little bit of laziness, I'd say, in how people communicate, because people assume everyone knows English. But with international projects, everyone knows that not everyone speaks English very well. There is an intent and a clarity in how to communicate. People typically speak slower, clearer, and more purposefully. For me, that's easier. I really find it easier to work overseas than in the US. I joined the debate team the first year in high school, in 9th grade. Then I got really into it. While attending 3 high schools, the only one consistency I had in my life was being on the debate team. That experience, that passion that I had for debate, thinking about how different political leaders and other leaders, many of them come from having been on a debate team, that really gave me a lot of hope in many ways. But it also gave me a purpose and was something that I really enjoyed. Whether it was reading about different philosophers, learning the art of argument, learning the art of speaking in different environments, and learning how to consider the pros and cons. And I really think that's also helped me in some of my soft skills. That's really hard to develop, whether it's early in life, throughout college, or in your career. My vision as the CIO is how we can bring the skills and the talent from the deaf community to help shape and change our society in this world. We have to think of how we can really influence and have an impact through our products, services, and technology to make this world a better place. And by serving as the CIO and through the Social Venture Fund, the best place is to invest into deaf-owned and deaf-led businesses that are already impacting our lives today.
Dom's impact here at Deaf Action Center has been profound because of his relationship with the SMU and his involvement in other organizations. For example, he's been part of the Dallas Leadership Program. Dom has always been building bridges by bringing together people and helping the board and me create a new building for DAC. The impact has been huge. One thing about Dom, not only based on our many years of friendship, but also in his role as board president, sharing his wealth of information, he has the ability to make you feel good about yourself. Now, looking at his role at CSD, knowing that he'll invest into the community the way he invested into me is a beautiful thing.
Success is not guaranteed. People have to try again and again. We fail before we succeed. We do this because we have hope. I've had many people who believe in me. Many of them have inspired me. Many of them invested in me because they saw hope. I do what I do for our community because I see hope. I see success.